enjoying the show.
There you go.
Banks Built, protected by AMSOIL. With support from RoadsterShop and Nitto.
Come on in, Eric. And Eric squared. Engine base is all done. I'm like super stoked on how it came out. The beads were a pain in my ass, but they look great. The next step is to do the hood latches. We got it prepped, what we're gonna do, and we have a good idea, so we'll put the hood on it. We'll get all that figured out.
I noticed you poked some holes in our flanges. Is that for the...
Yeah, so I wanna hide the cables for the hood latch pulls inside the car. They can come through there, so you won't see anything.
I mean, now that the intakes are in, you can really get an idea of how ridiculous the dual 5-inch intakes are.
I'm excited to see what Ryan and the guys over at Kibbetech, once they're done with all that billet work they got going on.
What's up, guys? Ryan here at Kibbetech. So here we have the top of the intake manifold. It's a 2-piece intake manifold. This is a little more intricate. This is the top plate of the intake, and the blower will bolt right here. So we got some 8th pipe port fittings around here. We got a -6 ORB fitting we did there. We have a couple height gauge indicators we use to make sure our pipe fitting threads were at the right depth to make a proper fit there. And that's all to SAE spec. A bunch of surfacing on this one. A bunch of simultaneous motions to get everything just right. You can see there's a bunch of details in this thing. Banks logo, O-ring groove here. Nice, transition right there for the blower. Then this side will mate to the lower half of the intake, which is what we're machining right now. So you can see we had to do this one in the 5-axis because all these port fittings and a bunch of these angles actually aren't straight up and down, so it would have required fixtures to hold the part at an angle if we were to do it in the 3-axis machine. So having the 5-axis here really helped us out on this one, and especially the part we're running right now. That one's probably the most intricate out of all these, and it'll probably be seen the least because it'll be under the blower and under this guy. But excited to see these things all done and see them on that lockjaw.
So we cut the hood, but I haven't final cut it yet. I'll hem the edges of the hood once the motor's actually final and everything's final right here. We were having issues with the print being slightly different than the actual part because this wasn't on the actual one in the CAD you guys sent me.
Yeah.
We're just gonna wait, see what it looks like, and then we'll adjust the hood, later. So this is done. What do you guys got back here?
Yeah, we already brought some of it in, but we essentially have the entire lower assembly ready to bolt up.
Okay.
So I've got the front, I guess the front lower, you can kind of lined up with the existing bolt holes.
So these ones, this is gonna go in here like this.
Right, so we've got, mirrored on the other side.
Okay.
We've got a center panel sitting back here, which is gonna kind of be our drive shaft cover with cutouts so you can see everything. So that's why we still have mounting plates that need to get welded on. We wanted to wait until we had the frame. And then pretty much the same out back, with the exception that there aren't existing bolt holes. We have our slots here that I believe were either for the stock bed or fuel tank, but we've got our own bolt patterns, so we need to drill those in, and then the center section will double up as a fuel tank mount / skid. So we do have straps for those to actually go and mount it down.
Okay.
But that'll sit out here in the middle. Out back, we'll need to locate it to the frame and then go actually drill it and locate it so that our fenders or our bed's actually squared up to the rest of the body. So I brought bolts. Since there are existing cutouts, I'm hoping that our bolt pattern lines up enough to where we only have to drill through the top panel of the tubing and just throw a nut on the backside, but I did bring long bolts, so we have to go all the way through to attach.
But the hinges mount on the side of the frame, you said?
Potential. We're not sure yet how they're going to incorporate, but they could. I'd like to do the frame because that's a stiff mounting point, but we'll see how it ends up.
And then do we have the framing for the top half of the bed?
It has to be. We have the material and it's been designed. It has not been cut out yet. It's a big 6-foot by 9-foot piece of aluminum with ribbed backing for stiffness. So.
SEMA's 24 days away.
I'm unfortunately well aware.
Yeah. So 24 days.
Yeah.
We need that top part so I can do the top tubs.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Not quite. I want to see how they fit up first. Fit up the front too. 7/16. No, I got it. Get the other the panel.
Is that a 5/8 head?
Those plates have to be at least tacked in. So designed to have an 1/8 inch gap between.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Who the fuck measured the frame? Everything's off.
Right.
There's a good chance that these aren't correct either.
Well, before we jump to that, let's put the rear ones on, hang a bedside on it.
We're gonna have to clamp it. Since we don't have any bolt holes, we can just clamp it down to the frame.
Okay.
Coneheads.
All right, so since we like where the bedsides are, they look pretty square. I think we should take the bedsides off. We should go ahead, corner square this, get it fully locked down to what we can with what we have, and then drill our holes that we need to get it fully mounted. Bolt all of this stuff down solid so it's structurally sound, and then we can go to the back. We'll tack this header on, bring the beds on as one piece, and then lock down the rear with the beds sides on the car.
And then and then the inner assemblies, the plates on the wings can get tacked into place, and we can drop in and bolt in the inner assemblies to those.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm prepping these. I'm getting off all the residual oil so I can go ahead and tack on these little mounting plates so we can go in and actually bolt this down to the center assembly and finish squaring this all up.
Tell me about the little scare we had about the measurement.
Oh, about how it didn't fit up, how the bolt holes didn't fit up at first and we're drilling new ones? The bolt holes didn't fit up at first and we're drilling new ones. We messed up somewhere in our recreation of the RoadsterShop chassis and missed the bolt holes that are existing on the frame. So our initial fit up, we put them in the wrong ones when we should have been referencing a third. And so I thought we were gonna have to remake everything.
We're able to use the rear hole and just re-drill the front ones.
Exactly.
And everything works out perfect, and we can continue with our day and live happily ever after till the next hurdle in 20 minutes.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby!
What are we at here, 300 amps?
Yeah. 150. I was TIG welding the door the other day and someone swapped it over to 300 amps. I was like, what the hell? I try to clean my nuts every once in a while, you know. Sometimes it takes a while. Every little thing presents an issue. And to have to come up with a creative solution. You never know what that solution is. You have to draw on the past, your experience. I find it fascinating to watch these guys draw off their past. What we have here is an old vintage spot welder. We just hit it real quick and we just move through them and it melts and it sticks stuff together. I'm not a scientist. You can ask one of them. Don't yell at me, YouTubers.
I like the contrast of that rusted out edge right over the brand new clean metal. And just how the punch is ever so slightly missing the... You're 30.
You're 30. Yeah, let's go next door. Get out of here.